Hello everybody and welcome to issue 48 unboxing review of Combat Patrol magazine Hatchet and Part Works. So in this issue, part 2 of 2, finishing our Deathcopters. So we've got our 3 bases and our last remaining Deathcopter there. There's the sprue. On the art, here we go. Got a Deathcopter there, firing his rocket, and how these guys are once all built, all painted up, as it explains there. 3 Deathcopters, part 2 of 2. So we're covering our Deathcopters, part 2 of 2, cunning but brutal, and melee weapons. So we move straight into how to paint, as the last issue showed you instructions. So undercoating it with Abdon Black, and then obviously metal bearing surfaces, getting the lead belch treatment, Mythstone Red for the little bits there. Mythstone Red for the bombs, more Mythstone Red for wires, for the Orcs goggles, McCrack Blue for more wires, Corax White, and more Corax White there for the nose of the Deathcopter. And before I move on, I have nearly finished my War Boss, which I'm going to show you now. These are going to be the colours I'm going to put them in. Nice camouflage scheme there. A little bit more work to do on this guy, but more so on the theme of the Blood Axe clan. So there you go, sneak preview there of the War Boss. Move away. So next, Avalon Sunset for electrical boxes, more cables, Catechin Flesh for some parts of the Orc clothing, Mechanica Standard Grey, more of the Orcs clothing. I'm going to be using Death Guard Green, I think, for most of the parts of this, and give it that camouflage kind of scheme. Catching Flesh is also in there. That's what's worked well for me for the camouflage for these guys. So Wraithbone, teeth, bits of rags, Noon Oil, the good classic Noon Oil there for your shades and ink washes. Also with Agrax Earthshade down at the bottom here. Ripen Flesh Shade for yellow surfaces. For the Orcs, shading the Orcs skin on here. And Orc Flesh again. Stormhost Silver, highlighting metal bearing surfaces. Going all the way down. And Night Crystal Flesh also to highlight his clothing. Calgar Blue, obviously highlighting, giving you instructions there for basing. We obviously got our, can't think what it's called now. Our sort of Astro, what's it called? Anyway, doesn't matter. Anyway, work in progress. Here we go. So here's our work in progress here. Yeah, sorry about that. Mine went a bit blank. Work in progress again. How our Deathcopter's looking. So work in progress done. We then go on to our read. So cunning but brutal. Orcs are as famous for their deadly cunning as they are for their brutality. When these two parts of orcish nature joined, they become an unstoppable force. Not only can their brutal nature overcome even the staunchest of defences, but their cunning allows them to secure and exploit the victories to the best effort. So here we go, we've got some mechs there with some Gretchens and some little workshop. So I'll leave this here. Anyone wants to have a quick read? And moving on. Crafty mech gubbins. Some orcs are driven by powerful urge to devise bizarre contraptions and to tinker with their army's technological items. These orcs are called mechs, and their madcap inventions are unpredictable, unsubtle but really deadly. Whether they pose the most danger to the enemies of the orcs or the orcs themselves, it's not always entirely certain. So we've got a mech there. Sneaky Gets there. Snickrot. Boss Snickrot from the Commandos. Again, Blood X Clan. Which is, funny enough, I have mine right here. That's how I painted mine. Stuck some grass on his backpack as well, as he is some sort of elite unit here. Still a bit of work to do on him, but as you can see, gave him combats as well. Bit of camouflage pattern for his trousers, and smoke bomb green. Looks like he's in some kind of sort of like muddy trench system. That's how I kind of based it on. So yeah, still a bit more work on this guy as well, but I thought I'd show you him. So there's Boss Snickrot there for my future battle reports and to join my orcs in their conquests. So we got Mad Docs as well. Some orcs take an uncertain interest in the biology of their fellow orcs. These inquisitive scientists are called docs. They can usually be found standing in a puddle of their patient's blood, repairing battle damage or attempting improvements. There's a doc there. Moving on, melee weapons for another read. So across the battlefields of the far future, armies depend on their infantry just as surely as they rely on armoured vehicles or artillery. Once battles join, it is only a matter of time before the opposing forces close on each other, and when action moves to close quarters, the enemy is often only a few steps away. So bit of a read there. Basic melee weapons there with different factions. So we've got Krieg, the Dynasty of the Cults there, and the Death Guard. Moving on to heavy melee weapons there. Just leave that there, everyone wants to have a read. Moving down, explosives and grenades. Different factions here from the Space Marines to Eldari. And also a bomb squig down the bottom. Bonds of Honor, part 12. So we just leave that there. Anyone wants to have a read of the lore that's in the Combat Patrol magazine. Moving down, we've got our Silver Templars there, having a fight with the Orcs from the Evil Sons. Another page here to read. Showing what looks like some kind of Orc commander there. Okay, moving on. Scenario 30, Rum Daka Daka. So to play Rum Daka Daka, set up your battlefield on 2 mats as shown below. Place 4 objective markers where shown and take it in turns to place a total of 4 terrain cards. The orc players selects one of their units of 10 boys and a unit of 3 Deathcopters. The Chaos Space Marines player selects a Dark Apostle, 2 Dark Disciples, and 2 units of 5 Legionnaires. The units are deployed as indicated below, except the Deathcopters, which are set up in reverse. So there's our deployment, or how to win. There's how they want you to set it up on your battle map. Deep Strike reminder, leave that there, and wants a quick read. Same with Flying Reminder. And to finish off, was it Chaos Space Marine victory, a draw, an Orcs victory. There are our Deathcopters there, and our Legionnaires representing our Chaos. Choose your enemy, champion, and troops. And as we are still on Orcs and Leagues of Old Time coming soon, there's our little battle scenario there that has been shown in previous issues. And on the back page, part 1 of 2, 2 of 2, coming up with our Death Dread. And that is it. So we'll be covering Death Dread, Orc Autonomy, and Displays of Might. And there you go. Thank you all for watching. Hope you like. And I will see you all very soon. Take care. Stay safe. Bye-bye for now.